Okay, so this is the coaxial spot face tool. We're going to call it that because we don't know what it's actually called. The tool operates with a primary and a secondary grind, and then there's a gash here. Your primary grind is a grind that does all the work. Secondary grind and this gash grind, these are clearance grind. This grind is to brace this grind but give clearance so that you can plunge with the tool. This grind is to give clearance about center and a place for the chips that are created by this flute to go during the drilling operation. To make this tool work well, the only thing you really need to do is have a good primary grind and enough clearance. So as long as you get the basics right, you get the primary and maybe the secondary, and you have a reasonable center, the grind profile doesn't actually match. Secondary angles are just clearance angles. Primaries do the cutting. Okay guys, this is the JXT. We have one of your tools set up. The basics are, it has X and Y movement. You've got upper X and Y on this spindle. When this is at 0, you're about equal center height. We're going to be grinding the primary, the secondary, and the gash, which has a bit of an angle on it, which is a little weird but easy to set up. So to do your primary, we're going to go up to 0.5 right there. Doesn't matter too much because the primary angle is a result of the wheel shape where the wheel comes in contact with the tool. So we have this set to 0 because you want it to be flat on the end. When we're going to do that other weird gash, we're going to move this over to 10 degrees right there, and then flip this up like so, and then raise the wheel up, but we'll get to that. So let's grind it down there. Back to 0. Snug that screw right there. When you have your height set, you want to tighten the thumb screws. Generally, this down here, if you loosen it up, it allows the tower to rotate, swing, and move on the table. That's a wheel tilt. We have the wheel set to 0 in this case. So this is a pretty straightforward operation. Just come in and touch. Other side. Now we're going to move this wheel up to 1.5 on the scale right there. Tighten the thumb screws, then we're going to do the secondary angle. Remember, secondary angles are just clearance. You want to make the secondary angle deep enough that you get the primary width that you want. The farther you go here, the more it grinds away the primary. To do the gash, we're going to be up at, flip up 90 degrees. This indexing collar has got 15-degree increments. So we've chosen to use the 4 flute settings so we can set it vertical and horizontal. Very easy to go back and forth. If you go to 2 flute, you won't have a 90-degree setting. So use the 4s. And then we'll go to 10 degrees. Here, and we'll just come across until we touch, over to about center and go back. You don't want to over travel when you're coming across. This is just a clearance. Because you need clearance in the center. so the tip can evacuate. And that's pretty much it. That's all the time it takes. All you actually have to do is clean up the ends so things are sharp again. You want the geometry to be basically the same as on the original tool. Then you'll be able to adjust from there. You may even find angles that work better, but it's really easy to change.